There we are. Hello, and welcome to this introductory video for these intentions. So I'm going to talk a bit, and then we're going to do the shorter intention, the evening intention. It's about 15 or 20 minutes long. I just want to spend a few minutes explaining what it is we're trying to do here, what I'm trying to do, what I am doing. So we've been conditioned for many, many years, decades, centuries, and it's gotten to quite the melting point. Conditioned to always look at what's wrong, and always have thinking patterns that are in the negative, and have emotions that are shut down, and worst of all, that we're disconnected in every way. We're disconnected from our source. We're disconnected from our own hearts, our own emotions, disconnected from each other. We don't feel connected to the planet. And right now, what we need is connection. And an interesting thing happens when we find these connections. We also find our power. And we have the power to actually create the reality that we're living in. And this sounds woo-woo, I'm sure, to some of you, but it's not. It's all scientifically backed. We actually emit electromagnetic frequencies with our hearts mostly, and with our minds as well. And so our thoughts and our emotions and our actions all create frequency, energy that we exist in, and we have the power to change that. And so what I'm doing with these, and there's many pathways to connection, and so one of the pathways that I'm going to be using for this is a type of focused meditation that I call the intention. And we're going to build these intentions and learn the process of how to do this so that it comes very naturally to us, and we switch from the conditioning that's been beaten into us for millennia back into what we really are. We are beings of creation, and we are beings of light, high frequency energy. And really, we are creatures of love. And a lot of us have forgotten that. I certainly had. And to remember it again is the most beautiful gift of transformation. And so I'm feeling called to guide anybody else who is feeling disconnected, feeling disempowered, to reconnect and find that for themselves, and take that forward with them into their lives. Together, we can, each of us are so powerful on our own. We're just scratching the surface of what we're able to do. But together, those energies put together, the magnitude is exponential. And you got to think of it like a guitar string. So if I pluck an E guitar string on a guitar that's on one side of the room, and there's another guitar sitting on the other side of the room, the E string on that guitar will also vibrate in response to it. It's a resonance frequency. And so when you think about when we emit these high resonance frequencies, like love and light and fulfillment and peace and compassion and gratitude. These are all the higher frequency vibrations. When we emit those with our intentions here, the matching frequencies that exist all around the world light up in response, just like the guitar string. And we create actually the energy soup that we live in, which is our reality. Therefore, we have the power to change that reality with doing what we're doing. It's not just positive thinking. It's not kind of some kind of woo-woo. It's actually feeling the energy that we are and that we exist in, and using our creative powers to adjust and modify and modulate to the frequencies that we truly more are in tune with. And the lower, heavier energy frequencies on Earth are part of our life lessons or our life processes that we go through while we're living on Earth. And we have to learn how to experience those and balance those out. But who we are, who and what we truly are, is this high vibrational frequency resonance, this light, this love. And when we remember that, who and what we are, and we start living in accordance with that, then all of a sudden, just magic happens, healing happens, connection happens, growth, expansion. The greatest gift we can give to the entire world is to work on ourselves on the inside. And I don't mean fix yourself. You don't need fixing. What I'm talking about is connecting with who we truly are, connecting with our emotions. The greatest act of self-love you can give yourself is to connect with your emotions. Connecting to our hearts, to who we truly are. Connecting to that which is greater than ourselves, whatever that is for you. It matters not, just something that's greater than yourself. We are all part of something bigger. And that could be many things. It does not have to be religious. I experience it as being part of the consciousness of one, the energy, the light that we all belong to, that we all share, the connection to all. Some people call it God, some people call it the unified field. I call it the nexus. It really is just about the connection to all. And the possibilities that open up when we do get connected are just staggering and wonderful. And I think right now in this world, we could use a little bit of awesome and wonderful, don't you? So really, what we're doing, it takes a little bit of practice. There's 5 steps to this process of intention, as I see it. We relax, and there's many pathways to connection. This is not the only one. It is, and I teach several different pathways there, but this is one of the easier ones. And if it resonates with you, then I'm really happy to help you get started, especially if you haven't done any of this kind of thing before. If you've never meditated, if you, this is the first time you're even scratching the surface of spirituality. And just to let you know, I was an atheist for many years, many years. And so this isn't about having to believe in anything other than what you already believe in. It's just experiencing connection. And it takes a bit of courage to do this, right? It requires you to be vulnerable, to step outside of your comfort zone, maybe. But just for you science-oriented, logistical people out there, just know, I'm not going to get into all the science backing it right now, but if you should ever want to contact me and say, hey, I'm calling you on this, give me some proof, I will send you a whole pile of scientific proof that you can read to your content. We actually can change the shape of our reality and shift it with our intention. Our emotions power it, and our actions also solidify it. And so the 5 stages of the intention process are first that I'm doing in these sessions is to relax the body, um, and to free the mind, free ourselves of the mind, and then to enter into our hearts where we can make the easiest connection, and then connect to our source, this source that's bigger than we are. Um, and from there, this connection to all. And from there, we build our intention, and then we'll anchor it at the end of the intention in the present moment with our emotions and our breath, the breath of life. The breath powers very many things in life, and this is one thing it definitely does power as well. What else can I say about this? A little bit of practice, yes. In the beginning, you have to go through a little bit of a learning stage, and you practice when you can. And I'd like to say this for all the people that have families and have very busy lives with lots of time constraints. And they're just like, Linda, I just can't find the time. And my answer to you is you have to make some time. If you want your relationships to get better, if you want your family to thrive, if you want the world to change, you need to spend the time working on yourself, opening yourself up, really being in touch with your intuition, with your connection, with your heart, with your emotions. If you want everybody around you to heal and to be uplifted, the only way to do that is by doing it for yourself. You heal yourself, you heal everybody around you. That's the way it works. You find your shine, and all of a sudden, all the people around you, their lights start to come on and they begin to shine. And that's how it's done. This is how we do it. So please, I know you have busy lives and I know you have very important things to do, but really try to find the time. If you can't spend a half an hour a day doing this, then try doing the 15 or 20-minute one. If you can't do that, try to do it 3 times a week instead of every day. Start somewhere, start anywhere. And with the practice, I will promise you a few things. And whether you follow along with me or do it on your own, it's all good. And whether you do it live with me or record it, it's all good. It all contributes. But I can guarantee you a few things. Number one, you will find benefits, as well as our intention that we're building for our reality for the whole world right now. You will get personal benefits from this. You will notice that your life is smoother, that you are more calm and centered in it, that you are able to handle stress better, that you have reconnected more with joy. Perhaps your relationships will get better. Things will improve, I promise you. This practice isn't just giving out. It's anytime you give out, you are completely replenished again. It comes back to you tenfold. And so I just implore everybody to try and start this practice. And even if you start off slow and you're only doing it, 3 times a week, and in a month's time, you're like starting to notice a few shifts and things, that will be enough proof for you to make the changes you need so that you can spend a little more time doing this. And I'll tell you something else. You practice this for a while, and you give it your investment of time, it comes fast. And then all of a sudden, you don't have to spend any time on it anymore. Eventually, pretty soon, if you put the investment of time into it, you'll be able to call up emitting these high frequency resonance frequencies at a moment's notice, these intentions for the reality you want your world to be, with just one conscious breath of intention. So you're standing in the grocery line at the store and you're there for like 15 minutes. You don't even need 15 minutes, you need 1 minute. And you can call up your intention and, just quietly do a breath, and nobody's going to notice anything's different. Nobody's going to look at you and say, oh, who's that weirdo? This is very subtle stuff. This is inner work, right? And just with that breath, you can come back to those lovely feelings you feel at the end of the practice, the peace, the contentment, the joy, the healing, any of it. Anytime you feel you need to pull yourself out of negative energies, and then eventually you won't even have to be conscious of you're doing it. Eventually we'll recondition ourselves so that we're constantly emitting these high frequency energies with our thoughts, with our intentions, with our emotions, with our actions. So we just walk around being a radio antenna, emitting these beautiful high frequency energies, creating the amazing realities that we can for ourselves because we are that powerful. So I just want to let you know that you don't have to think, oh, I always have to spend so much time doing this. You won't. Just in the beginning, you might need to, just be gentle with yourself. Try. Okay. So I'll get into the evening guided meditation tonight, and this will be the Global Vision one. This is the main intention that we're working on. Sometimes I'm going to branch off and do specific intentions that are more focused on just one part of the whole global vision. And we're just going to focus on one subject in that evening. But most of the time, we're going to do the whole global vision. So if you could find a place for 15, 20 minutes where you could sit or lie down with your eyes closed and not be disturbed, that'd be great. So go ahead and close your eyes down. Now, the step one is to relax the body. And the first thing we're going to do to start doing that is take some long, slow, deep breaths. So inhale. And exhale, and just let all your cares and worries of the day float up and away from you. Feel yourself sink. The next breath. This exhalation, I want you to really sink into your seat, sink into the earth, into the safe arms of Pachamama, always supporting us. And the next breath, I want you to focus on breathing light directly into your heart and then exhaling light directly from your heart. Beautiful. Now I want you to quickly scan your body and check if there's tension hiding anywhere that we haven't got to. And if so, I just want you to go to that body part and ask it to relax. Just let go. And then we're going to speak to our minds and thank our minds for all the hard work it does all the time on our behalf. But we're just going to ask it if it could take a seat on the couch and chill for a bit. We're going to let the heart steer the bus for this session. And then I want you to see yourself on the ground, looking up at the sky and seeing all your thoughts up there like clouds on a windy day. Oh, and there's lots of them. It's pretty crowded up there, and that's normal. We're all like this. And sometimes those thoughts can actually like grab you and drag you away with them. And that's okay, that's normal too. But if you recognize that that's happened at any time, just use my voice to as a lifeline to come back to this present moment and what we're doing. And you can use your breath to come back too. Just gently bring yourself back to just observing, witnessing, noticing your thoughts in the sky and letting them go. And since you are the observer, therefore you are not your thoughts. You are something much more deeply profound. And we can explore into this a bit. So I want you to take a journey now into your heart. See yourself opening the door to your heart and stepping into it, stepping into an amazingly warm and loving, beautiful light. You feel safe and secure and so happy. Inside your heart is the most amazing place you've ever been or could imagine. I want you to imagine the light getting really bright and intense, so much so that it actually picks you up off the ground, suspends you in the air, cradled in its arms. You feel very blissful. And you look down at your hands and see that the cells of your body have all transformed into brilliant points of light. You're kind of existing as a light cloud. So everything in the universe is made of energy, as are we. We're just making a shift in our perception right now of what we are and experiencing our light bodies or our energy bodies. And I want you to really get in touch with this right now. What color are you? Everybody has their own unique color, texture, even flavor and sound. Let's try to get in touch with that right now. What color particularly are you? You can also envision yourself cocooned in layers of energy or light. That image also is quite helpful. And I want you to look around and see with your newly found energy vision that your outer energy layers are in constant contact with the energy layers of everything and everyone else around you. There's no separation. We are all just part of one big ebb and flow of beautiful energy. And then I want you to look up and see a colossal but indescribably beautiful ribbon of light above you. And it's so pure. You feel magnetically drawn to it. I want you to allow yourself to float up and merge with this flow. This is the flow of the cosmos, the consciousness of one. And you don't have to give up anything to be there. You don't have to believe anything in particular. At the end of the day, all the truths are encompassed in it. It is really just connection to all, total connection. And you can exit out of it at any time. And one of the things you might experience upon merging in this flow, in this light that we are all are made of and belong to, this high resonance frequency energy, is the feeling of coming home, the sensation of coming home. And we have at our fingertips here all the knowledge and wisdom of the collective, of the universe at our fingertips. It's quite a powerful place. And we experience on every level of our being that we are everything and everyone else in the universe, and everyone else and everything else in the universe is also us. One consciousness, one mind, all giving little flavors of our own to the pie, but we're all part of the same pie. And I call this place the Nexus. Some people call it unified field, some people call it God. It really doesn't matter what it's called, it's just connection. But in this Nexus, magical, amazing things are available to us. Spontaneous healing, miracles, and the ability to create. And that's what we're going to take advantage of here right now. We are going to create an intention of the reality we would like to be living in. So I want you to go ahead and imagine the life you've always dreamed of. on the perfect world. And I'm going to guide along in general because all humans at their core want the same things. And you fill in the blanks, you color the page that's really personal to you. You build your dream life. What are you doing? Who's in it? What do you hear, see, touch, feel? So let's start with health. Everybody wants good health. So let's imagine ourselves whole, vibrant, healthy, moving our bodies with grace and ease, emotionally balanced, clarity of the mind, and our energetic bodies fulfilled and complete. And I want you to imagine in this reality that we take care of our bodies. We have these amazing vessels, these efficient systems that self-heal, self-repair, guard us against anything we need shielding from. But we look after them. It's part of our daily routine to look after our bodies, and that any teaching or guidance necessary for you to know how to take care of your bodies is amply available at all times and encouraged. So I want you to imagine the sheer joy of being completely healthy. And then I want you to imagine that also for your family, your friends, your community, and then to everybody in the world. What a beautiful gift to give and receive. And now let's talk about abundance. There is plenty on this world for everybody. So let's do everybody in one shot. Let's lift humanity out of survival mode and into creation mode where we belong. So everybody has access to clean, fresh drinking water. Everybody has safe, natural, healthy food. Everybody has shelter. Everybody has warmth if they need it. And we also have plenty of resources for us to be comfortable. So let's imagine we have the resources to travel if we'd like to. And let's imagine that we definitely, the most important thing, have resources enough to pursue our passions and our dreams. Each of us were given a very unique gift that only we can develop and share back while we're on this earth in this lifetime. It is our purpose, our deep purpose. And when we were on the path of this purpose, we feel fulfillment, not only because it's our passion, but because deep down we all have this innate need to contribute. And so let's feel for a moment what it would be, what you would be feeling if we had all the time, resources, and energies freed up for us to be pursuing our passions, not worrying about survival issues. How fulfilled would you be going to bed at night? How soundly would you sleep? How excited would you jump out of bed in the morning to get on with your day, to see what the world, the wonderful things the world has to offer might show up for you? And then imagine the consequences of everybody doing this. Imagine the imaginations coming together, the problem solving, living in a world cleaned up of pollution, living in a world where we've figured out how to live in balance with her ecosystems, solving all energy needs without any harm. Imagine us inventing together, building together, creating, moving to the future in a balanced way, exploring our limitless potential to expand. Imagine people together, people working, playing, learning, teaching, caring, sharing. We were meant to be together. We are here to walk each other home. And so for a moment, let's imagine in this reality, let's take this vignette of us celebrating life together. people enjoying and playing music together, singing, dancing, laughing, playing, joyously celebrating this amazing life and this amazing world that we live on. Feel that right now. Be in your shoes in this reality. It has already happened. It is done. So say we all. So be in your shoes right now and experience this. Feel the expansion of joy in your heart in this celebration of life. And then I want you to imagine everybody on the planet awakened to this consciousness, this connection to all. Because something happens when we make this connection. All of a sudden, we remember who and what we are. And the lower vibrational frequencies just don't make sense anymore, such as harming another. And everybody seems to all of a sudden adopt the foundation principles of honesty, integrity, authenticity, caring, and sharing. Now, what are the ramifications of everybody on the planet on the same page this way? Imagine our governmental systems actually uplifting us in our lives, helping us flow into the future, protecting our freedoms. Can you imagine all the tension, worry, fear that would lift up out of our energy field and be transmuted into trust, into cooperation, into caring and sharing? How safe and secure would you feel? How light in your step would you be walking around in your life? How tickled would you be to see smiles on people's faces as the norm as you walk down the street? See the lights shining in others' eyes, in your friends' eyes, in your family. And I want you to stop wherever you are in your intention, whatever it is for you, whether you're driving down the road with the top down on a summer's day and enjoying the wind in your hair, or whether you're frolicking in the ocean or playing baseball on some field somewhere with your buddies. Whatever it is, stop right now and just take a moment to look at all the beauty around you. Drink it in, drink it in. And try to feel all that unconditional love, this light energy that we exist in now. And receive it. Receive it. You are so worthy of it. We all are. We're so worthy of this love. We're so worthy of this beautiful reality that we're intending. Thank you, thank you, thank you for every step, every breath. Thank you for this amazing vessel, this body that helps me perceive all this beauty. Thank you for my emotions guiding me in this life. Thank you for all my connections to each other, to the earth, to my own heart, and back to our source, to the nexus, to the light we all belong to, the high frequency energy, constantly replenishing us, filling us, healing us. And I want you to take this beautiful intention that we've just created and build it up in your center right now as an energy ball. Make it crackle with life in your heart, your solar plexus, the dantian. Build it, build it, build it, and then soak it with those high elevated emotions, the love, the peace, the fulfillment, the gratitude. I'm going to take a large inhalation, and when we exhale, we're going to share with our breath that high frequency energy with the world. Here we go. Exhale completely, give it all away. And then fill yourself back up with light, with love, with healing, energy. Good job. Now wiggle your fingers and toes, your limbs, shift them a bit. We're going to come back into our bodies. When you're ready, open your eyes, come back into the room. I just want you to take stock right now of how you feel in your body. How do you feel in your emotions? Do you feel peaceful, relaxed, joyful, healed? Any of these things. And take this with you throughout your life, throughout your day. At any time, you can come back to them with one conscious breath of intention. So thank you for joining me. And I'm so excited for the future. And I'm so grateful for this present moment. We'll see you again on the next intention.